Well, hello and welcome. I am Dr. Jessica Bueller, and I am here tonight to talk to you about a company called LifeVantage. I am a chiropractor. I've been practicing for almost 18 years now. And I have been on the scientific advisory board of this company for 2 years and partnered with this company for nine. I have five kids and I'm married to a farmer. We live in the middle of nowhere, South Dakota. I'm I practice chiropractic, acupuncture, and an allergy elimination technique called NATE. And I am so glad you got on to watch this. And I hope that by the time you're done, you'll be glad that someone invited you to take a look at this. Just like I was when someone invited me to take a look at it, and I finally took a look. So if someone invited you, maybe once, or maybe they invited you two, three, four, five times, maybe you're on that fifth time and you're finally looking at this, and you're going to be thinking to yourself, why did I wait so long to take a look? That's what I was thinking. I wish someone had told me about this sooner. So, why does life get out of balance? We have, of course, everyday occurrences: our diet, our stress, medications, aging, lack of sleep, environment, exercise, too much, too little. Our toxic load is continuing to go up every single year. The chemicals that we are exposed to is completely different to what our parents and grandparents were. And I'm sure our grandkids and great grandkids are going to be dealing with things that we have yet to even see at the rate that the chemicals are being introduced into our environment. Toxicity leads to nutrient deficiency, mitochondrial dysfunction, poorly functioning cells, parasite replication, clogging of our drainage pathways, chronic infections, and so much more. There's this gradual shift that starts to happen in how our bodies respond. And every decade, it seems to get worse. Have you ever thought, this must just be what it's like to be this age? And it doesn't matter what that age is. I can tell you how many patients I say to me, it's heck to get old, right? Like, man, it sucks to be old. Or this must be what it's like to be 45. This must be what it's like to be 60, or just is the way it is. Whatever is happening in your body is just what you think it's supposed to be for that age. And that is absolutely other than the truth. Biologically, it feels like the body's doing the same work, it's just less efficient and slower recovery. And we start to see that impact in our brain and cognition, our muscles and our movement, our energy and metabolism, and of course, on the cellular level and our ability to repair ourselves. And that is where LifeVantage comes in. LifeVantage is the activation company. So there are thousands of supplement companies, and there is only one activation company. One. There are supplement companies, there are peptide companies, and there is only one activation company. And what is activation? Before this company, the only thing I'd really heard about activating was my bank card. And this is entirely different than that. So instead of just taking something, we're able to turn on what God put inside us. We're able to take God's pharmacy to turn on God's pharmacy inside ourselves. So we take it to make it. We empower our bodies to make antioxidants, proteins, peptides, enzymes, and things that we need for better health. And when you share this with others, you're also activating an opportunity to earn a supplemental income. So it starts with yellow. Yellow. You're going to hear this over and over again. And this is really the beginning of activation, started with one activator, Protandim Nrf2. And the reason why we say it starts with yellow is because the pill is actually yellow. And yellow activates the most potent detoxification pathway in the body. In fact, no detoxification can happen without it happening through the NRF2 pathway. It's the most potent anti-inflammatory pathway in the body, anti-fibrotic, anti-cancer forming, anti-tumor forming pathway in the body. So if we start with that pathway, if we can turn on that pathway again, that is where the power is on the cellular level. So where did we start? What does it mean to start with yellow? This is where we started. We had one peer-reviewed published study in 2003 that showed we could lower oxidative stress on average 40% in 30 days, a claim that had not been made before that, and a formula of a product that had been created by a researcher and his team who he also won the Nobel Prize for co-discovering an antioxidant enzyme in our body called superoxide dismutase. That puts him on the same level as people like Henry Ford and other really well-known people. So not just your average researcher, your average scientist created this product. In 2003, that one study got the attention of ABC. And so in 2005, ABC did a primetime investigation to debunk that claim. But instead of debunking it, John Quinones had a 45% reduction in just 2 weeks. After that, there was a flurry of media attention, and major universities and institutions started doing their own self-funded research on our product. Again, something that rarely, if ever, happens. It's the only product to ever have a favorable ABC primetime investigation that then led to a bunch of research. So we were on the shelves of places like Walgreens and GNC, selling on average a half a bottle per store. And in 2009, they hired a consultant who said, wow, this is a product with a story that needs to be told. So we need voices to share this story. And so you're going to get to hear my voice sharing some of this story with you. And one thing about this is you get to learn as you earn. You don't have to know everything. You have to invite someone to listen and learn about this product. So God's Pharmacy, this has 5 ingredients. You're probably taking some of them. I know I was before this product. I was taking well over 20 supplements, actually sold only through physicians. And yet my hair was falling out. I had a little bit of acne I didn't even have as a teenager. I had rashes that would come on my neck and down my arm. I couldn't lose weight no matter what I did. I would be exhausted all of the time, no matter how much I slept. And I was burning both ends of the candle, trying to do all of the things, run a practice, raise children, keep a house, be a wife, all of the roles, right? And as soon as I started activating my body, like the very first night, I woke up before my alarm went off. And within a week, I was busting out a Beachbody workout, one that I had yet to ever finish. I finished it before the end, along with the help of our brain activator I'm going to tell you about later on. But it completely changed my health. Within a month, my hairdresser was like, wow, you have hair growth in places women never get hair growth. What are you doing? And if I'm totally honest, when I was introduced to this, I didn't even once think about it changing my health. I saw the research and I thought of all the other people that I was stuck with in my practice. I thought about people that were struggling with their health. I thought I was just what it was like to be 30 something, right? And they were the ones that were struggling. And that completely changed when I was activated. So instead of just taking antioxidants, when you take Protandim NRF2, you start making antioxidants at a rate of 1 million every single second in a bell-shaped curve like God designed us to make it. So 1 to 1 or 1 million to 1. And that's exactly why things started changing so quickly in my body. There's a synergy to these components that makes it 18 times more effective than taking the components separately. You simply cannot get that in any other way. We have 7 US patents, 7, not 1, not two, not three, not four, not five, not six, but 7 and 13 international patents proving that this specific blend gets a different result than taking the components separately and protecting that blend. We have over 30 peer-reviewed studies now in PubMed. PubMed is where doctors do their research. I'm going to point out just a few on here that stuck out to me. When we were featured in the journal Circulation, the Journal of the American Heart Association, we were the only natural product ever featured in that journal at the time. Even fish oil hadn't made it, you guys. We have studies by Harvard University, Colorado State, Washington State. The National Institute of Aging did a study, a 10-year study, in proving that we were the only natural product proven to extend lifespan. We have a study where the p-value on this product was 0.001, meaning that if 10,000 people took it, 9,999 would get the anticipated result. Are you kidding me? This is something every single person deserves to hear about. And I am so grateful you are here to hear it tonight with me. Washington State University said NRF2 may well become the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. The most extraordinary therapeutic and preventive breakthrough in the history of medicine. And are you guys kidding me? In 4 years, they'd sold half a bottle. And half a bottle. And that's when per store per day. And that's when they decided to go into direct sales. And the direct sales blew out the store front version by 600%. And that's because there's a story that has to be told with this product. When you have no competitors, where do you put it on the shelf? We also were featured in this MS journal. They studied their drug Tecfidera in comparison to our natural product. This drug has side effects, including death. It costs over $54,000 for a 3-month supply. I have a patient who was on it. This would cost you less than $180 for a 3-month supply. And they found, get this, Biogen, the drug company, found that interestingly, Protandim, a natural supplement consisting of herbal ingredients, was the most potent inducer and therefore may be the most therapeutic strategy. And strategy in what? Protecting oligodendrocytes, the basic cell of the nervous system, from oxidative stress, the damage caused by free radicals, by toxins accumulating inside our cells. Instead of taking antioxidants, we can make them again. Oregon State University says when it finds a problem, NRF2 essentially goes back to the nucleus and rings the alarm bell where it can turn on the genes that are responsible for cellular repair, detoxification of carcinogens, protein and lipid metabolism, antioxidant production, and others. The scientists called it a longevity assurance factor. Okay, if you get nothing else out of tonight, go do yourself a favor and search this up and see what you can learn about this product and what this could do in your body and the people you love and care about. Like I just told you, you know who I was thinking about when I first saw this? It had nothing to do with me, you guys. And I was so familiar with some of the research with oxidative stress, with mitochondrial dysfunction, because I had a friend who had passed away. Before I was introduced, it was almost a year, not quite. But I remember praying. Before she passed, like, God, give me something stronger, something more powerful, something to get a faster result in a shorter period of time. And I thought that prayer went unanswered until I saw the research on this and one of our other activators. And at the time of my friend's death, I was in charge of her nutrition. At the time of her death, she was taking 9 of the 10 components of our Protandim NRF2 and also our mitochondrial support supplement. 9 of the 10, you guys, with my research. So when I saw this and I saw 18 times more effective, wow, like this is exactly what I prayed for. And there is someone you know praying right now for a change in their health. But LifeVantage did not stop there. And they have developed other activators. So this is one of my absolute favorite stacks. And you can't really see the Protandim behind our screen there, but it's called the Healthy Glow, and it's actually two products. It's a liquid collagen, and then it's also the yellow. So everything is better when you start with yellow. You add the yellow with this, and you have a whole different effect that happens within the body. So when you take the two together, you start making antioxidants, and you also start making collagen again. I like to call it the chiropractor's BFF, the Healthy Glow. They're inside this bottle. There are 10 collagen peptides that you're taking. They are bioavailable. They are liquid. They are all chopped up, ready for your body to use. But when you take the two of these together, you start making 5 collagen peptides, and 3 of those are not even in the collagen in this bottle. Isn't that cool? We're able to turn on the genes that help your body start making collagen again. And we're able to cut the stress perpetuation cycle in a third. Who do you know that could benefit from 33% less stress, right? Like me, anyone I know, everyone I know. And it doubles your collagen density in just 8 weeks. And we have the studies and the patent to prove it. So what I love about this company is they do research, patents, results. We have all 3. And if it's not patented yet, it's patent pending. So why do I call it the chiropractor's BFF? Because it helps you hold your adjustments longer. It helps that stress that you're carrying in your body to leave your body. And what do chiropractors care about the most? Well, we care about the bones, the tendons, the discs, the joint cartilage, the skin, the fascia, the discs, the articular cartilage, the nerves. We care about all of the things that are your body because they all make up you. And when you have less stress and more collagen, things are bound to work better. This is just from one of the studies that was done showing that the master switch for stress changed by that 33%. We also decrease the signaling that perpetuates the stress response. And look at all of these pathways. This is for the innate inflammatory response. If you look at our patent, it specifically uses those terms. If you're a chiropractor, if you want to live a healthier life, if you have anything that you do not want to have, check out these pathways and what you have going on. I guarantee you'll find something. We have results from the inside out, and you can clearly see in a very short time, people are noticing these changes. And so just imagine what's happening on the inside, especially when I just told you all of those things that chiropractors care about. I mean, the beauty stuff is definitely a benefit, hair, skin, and nails. But let me tell you, makes a much bigger difference when your bones and your joints and your tendons and your muscles and your discs are working the way that they were designed as well. This is a friend of mine and colleague, Dr. Hatch, his before and after x-rays. He lost 50 pounds adding this collagen to his stack of activators. And he went from feeling like he needed an adjustment 4 to 5 times a week to not even getting an adjustment for almost a month. And he was like, what am I doing? He just felt like he was moving with ease and holding his adjustments longer. No added exercise, just healing from the inside out. And look at that increase in disc space. So am I saying you're going to have an increase in your disc space? No, we are not here to prevent, treat, cure any symptom, condition, or disease. But what I'm saying is when you give the body the right tools, when you heal the cells, things start to change in your body, and they change drastically. And we cannot overlook the importance of the gut. The gut. The gut is responsible for 70% of your immune function. It makes about 90% of your neurotransmitters, the gut-brain connection. You've ever heard your gut as your second brain? It helps you digest and absorb your food. You become what you digest and absorb. The gut has it's reflected on our skin. It shows up in every aspect of our health. And what is different here is activation with the Healthy Edge. So we have a product called Phyto Power. um, P80, P84 or Phytopower 1 and 2 is what that says on the little packets. You put the 2 packets into one and you get a mossy looking drink like the one I'm drinking right now. This is it. And when you put it with yellow, you get a whole nother synergy that happens because everything is better when you start with yellow. But when you take the two together, you start making antioxidants and gut peptides. Now, peptides are the buzz right now. You're hearing about peptides everywhere, and peptides are made in your body by your gut. And if your gut is healthy, you are making them. So, what can we do to activate the gut? It's this combo. This is like taking 10 gut products in one. This has your prebiotics, probiotics, postbiotics, digestive enzymes, fermented products, your purples, your greens, your reds, your blues, your all the colors of the rainbow and fruits and vegetables. It is all in here. I used to have to recommend at least 5 products to get the benefit of this one. At least 5, and it didn't taste very good, and this tastes delicious. The first few days I'm like, I don't know, it tastes like a greens drink, and by the third day I was craving it. So let me tell you, this can change your life. Your gut is a really big deal, and when you add yellow to it and you start making those gut peptides and healing your gut, healing your body on more levels, it makes a really big difference. We also have a brain activator, Axio. This is our brain drink. This is that one I was telling you. I finished that Beachbody workout. You're supposed to max out before 30 minutes, like write down your time when you couldn't make it to the end. And I made it all the way to the 30 minutes with this brain drink on board. And did you know that most fatigue actually comes from mental fatigue? When your brain is firing the way that it should, you have physical energy as well. This is like being able to throw a dart at the dartboard and you hit the bullseye every single time. Those chemicals in your brain attach to the receptors like a lock and key mechanism. When you drink this, you start making brain messengers and you start having energy. This gives you that clarity and the focus. Look at my friend's little girl. This is 15 minutes after drinking Axio, taking the same test. Incredible changes, and it's for every brain. So we have to get back to the root of issues. This is what I love about activation is we're getting inside the cell and finding what the issues are for you or for me or for your friends. Get back to the cells, and when we can create healthy cells, that will create healthy tissues, which will create healthy organs, which will create healthy systems, and then create healthy humans. And if we just look at the cells, we don't have to worry about those end stage things. We don't have to worry about treating conditions, symptoms, or disease because we can come back to the health of the cells and fix things on the cellular level. We have activators to support lots of areas of your health. So when you partner with us, you can see that there are other options there. There are activators for your hair and your skin. We also have your average supplements, your omegas, your multis, your D, that kind of stuff as well. But it's our activators that set us apart. Activators are what fuel your changes in your body. And remember that every body is different. This comprehensive approach to health will help you feel better, and you'll notice different things as the body gets back into balance. But remember, each person is unique as a fingerprint. So be on the lookout for positive results. I always tell people this, like, remember that for every decade of age you are, you're going to need a month of usage. So if you're 30, that's 3 months. If you're 60, that's 6 months. You get the picture. Wherever you are right now in your health, it didn't happen overnight. It happened gradually. It happened subtly, right? It just slowly happens. And it's going to peel away like that too. As we're cleaning up your cellular health, you have to give it some time. There are no miracle pills. I'm just going to repeat that. There are no miracle anythings. You have a miracle body. And when we can use what God gave us to turn on what God put inside of us, this is where we see magical things happening inside of our bodies. So You can also earn an additional income by sharing LifeVantage with other people. And LifeVantage is the perfect vehicle, leading the way in activation. We are the only activation company. We have very few consultants worldwide. We're headquartered in Utah, opening in companies often. It seems like every year we've opened in more and more company and countries. We are a debt-free company. We're publicly traded, so the company cannot just close its doors. We have an enhanced compensation plan for the next generation of entrepreneurs, allowing you to either social sell, where you just gather customers who want to use the products, or you build a team of people where you can leverage what they're doing to help build what you're doing as well. We have turnkey, a turnkey system, no inventory, or assets, just use the products so that you know what the products have done in you. And you also get a built-in culture and community. So this business, what do you want more of? If I'm totally honest, when I first looked at this, I didn't even look at the business. When people would ask me about the business, I would say, the more you share, the more you'll get paid. I really don't understand how we get paid because I didn't care at the time. And I wasn't looking for another job. But what are you looking for more of? Because there's on this list, there were things I was looking for. Are you looking for better health? More finances, more time with who to do what, for more purpose, more passion, more legacy, more community culture, more fun, more travel, more impact. What I've learned since I've been here is I can only impact so many people one-on-one in my office. But when I do this business, I can impact people that I never would have even come in contact with. I've been able to travel places I never dreamed of traveling. I have money that comes in when I'm sleeping, when I'm on vacation. And it's just a dream to do what you want with who you want, whenever you want, wherever you want, and have a business I can pass down to my children and my grandchildren. Where the business I currently have, when you pass away, if you're a chiropractor, your spouse will have about 30 days to sell your business, or it will be worth half its value. And in 90 days, it's worth even less. So you can put all your blood, sweat, and tears into something as a business owner, and your business can still own you. If you're not there, it's not making you money. So there's that. Or maybe it's less. What are you looking for less of? Less stress? 75% of people say they're stressed, and 75 to 90% of people are stressed about finances. Like, what keeps you up at night? And what do you desire for your kids or the people you love to say about you when you pass? And maybe this is a vehicle for you to get that, more of what you want, less of what you don't want. And we need more voices. We have a story that needs to be told. It starts with yellow, and you can build a yellow business, but we have to have more people telling more people about this in order for more people to benefit from it. Do you hear what I'm saying? So it's having the courage to ask someone to take a look. And maybe this money would be something that would change your life. This is our income disclosure statement. I know there's a lot of numbers here, but I'm just going to go through this column for a second. What would $300 do for you and your family? That's our foundational rank at SC1. Or 1700 MC1. This is when you really start into your leadership role and the company pours into your leadership development. Or at 14,000, when you hit the executive ranks and you are really leading a team of leaders to do what you've done. $14,000 a month. What could that do differently for your family? What would that make for you? And only you can answer that question, those questions. And in this could be it, the thing. It starts with yellow. So I want you to get back to whoever invited you here and tell them one of three things. One, you're interested in the products and you want some direction in what to get started with, what's going on with you and how can we help? That's the products. Or two, you're interested in looking at this business, having a conversation to see what this business really looks like, what it takes to have the courage to ask someone to look at something. Or three, this isn't for you, but you know someone who could benefit, who we could help. So get back to whoever invited you and tell them one, two, or three. Thanks for listening, everyone.